Hey everyone, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. Today, as you can see, it's going to be Dragon Fighter, a game that was actually supposedly released in 1992. I'm not sure why the title screen says 91 in North America. In Japan, it was actually developed by Natsume and released in 1990. It's kind of a cool game. It's a side-scrolling platformer, action platformer. With an interesting twist. You can actually get experience points from killing enemies and then turn into a dragon which flies across the screen in a shmup-like fashion. There's also a actual dedicated shmup level at the very end of the game as well. So there's actually 5 core platforming or action platforming levels, and then there's one final shmup stage at the very end of the game. Pretty neat game. This is actually a rare game on the NES. And it goes for crazy amounts of money. It's like a $200 game now. I checked completed listings on eBay right before doing this video, and man, this sucker has really gone up in price. I don't really think it's worth that price. I don't really think any game is worth that price. You know, sans maybe some arcade boards or something like that. But it's still a neat game. If you've got, if you're into emulation, or if you got a flash card, I do recommend trying it out. It's pretty cool. It's not like the deepest action game on the NES, but it is still, I think, worth playing. So in the top left-hand portion of the screen, you've got a small meter. It actually builds over the course of the game as you beat the stages. That's your health bar. Then you've got this longer meter on the bottom. You can see it's actually flashing now. This is actually my dragon meter, at least I'm going to call it that. I'm not sure what the actual name is. Every enemy you kill with your sword builds to that meter. So if you jump and press up and B, you turn into your dragon form, like so. Occasionally enemies will drop canisters. These are actually health pickups. Normally they don't drop them very frequently. I'm surprised they've actually dropped them as frequently as they did. And when you're in your dragon form, the game actually turns into an auto-scroller. It's forced scrolling, like you're playing in a shoot-'em-up or something like that. The dragon form is very useful. It's very powerful, and you can just kind of like stay away from enemies. And on certain levels, you want to save your dragon form, but for the first couple of levels, you can just kind of go all willy-nilly with it and just use it whenever you want. What I tend to do on these levels is I'll get my meter up all the way, I'll use my dragon form, and then I'll come out of my dragon form, and then I'll play the rest of the level, you know, with my melee attack. And then by the time I get to the boss, I'll have enough to transform back into my dragon once more, and I'll just take the boss down in my dragon form. Bosses are usually a lot easier with your dragon form. Something I didn't mention is if you hold down the B button, you actually got a charge attack as well. Just like that. Unfortunately, when you use your charge attack, the kill with the charge attack doesn't count towards your dragon meter. So you won't get credit towards, you know, changing into your dragon. So I like to actually not kill enemies with the charge attack, unless it's really beneficial to do so. Like on the last platforming level in the game, it's actually really beneficial to use your charge attack a lot, because the level is quite difficult. So this is the first boss fight, and I'm going to change into my dragon. The boss is a lot easier if I change into my dragon. I'm just going to wait for him to come up, because when you're in your dragon form, it constantly ticks down. So you don't want to be in your dragon form when the boss is like doing his introduction. You're just wasting time. And so there's basically 2 cycles of this boss fight. The second cycle is this form where he turns into this snowball and throws these projectiles up in the air. And then that's it. So 1 level down, 4 more platforming stages, and then 1 shmup level after it's all said and done. So yeah, that's pretty much this game in a nutshell. You do get 3 different types of, I guess, character armor or coloring. You pick up these power-ups starting in this level. It says B for blue or R for red. This one I am right now is just your stock green. And as far as the dragon forms, I prefer the stock green or the blue, which I'll be using blue for quite a bit, probably from here on out until that last level in the game, where I'll need to switch back for the last platforming boss. And the reason I like blue a lot is he's got a charge attack for his homing. His charge attack is a homing attack when you use the blue power up. And also the dragon, when you morph into the dragon with the blue guy, his shot is homing as well. Let's go ahead and just switch over to the dragon right now. What's actually kind of interesting is when you morph into your dragon, the screen actually scrolls a little bit slower than it does when you're in your, you know, your human form. So if you're the kind of person that likes to speedrun games or something like that, you're actually better off not using your dragon. You want to just kind of keep running and gunning with your main human form. Alright, so we're switching back. Pretty much every level has what seems like infinite respawning enemies, so like these little like worm things will constantly come up. And sometimes if you want, you can just grind out these guys to build your dragon meter back up. I'm just going to press forward. Some enemies take 1 hit, some enemies take 2 hits, some enemies take 3 hits, like these guys right here take 3 hits. And if you jump and attack in the air, a lot of times you can get 2 or 3 attacks. Okay, so this is a red canister. I don't want that. I don't like the red dragon, so I'm just going to skip that. And let's try to kill these guys, get my dragon meter back up. It's probably not necessary. And these guys just kind of like bounce off the walls in like a 90-degree formation. Oh, got some health pickups, that's good. We're going to jump over this one. Just going to wait for these. And again, I want to just save my dragon form for the boss, especially this boss. He's a little difficult to hit on your own. Let's try to take out this spider, too. The spider will just kind of, like, stay over top. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the blue power-up. I was going to say the green power-up would actually be really good on this boss, but we'll go ahead and just stick with the blue power-up. And the homing shot, like I said, for this guy, or this armor, is actually... The charge attack is actually a homing shot. Man, I'm really dyslexic today. Whew. Alright, and that's green. That'll turn us back to what we were, and so we don't really want that. And the reason I want the homing guy is because the next level is going to be a lot easier with the homing projectile shots. So this like sort of like flying worm thing, his head is actually the weak spot. If you hit his main body, it unfortunately won't register a hit. You can kind of see why the homing attack is pretty solid on this boss. Especially when you're in your dragon form. Alright, come back out. Come on. Alright, we're gonna... Ooh, nice. Last hit, too. Right as I turn back to my human form. But that was cool. Alright, so 2 levels down. And the game gets progressively harder. I think level 3 is where it starts to get, you know, decently challenging. You know what's interesting about this game is that even the first level is kind of intense for a first level in this sort of game. Usually, you know, action platformers like this, they have a tendency of easing you in. But this game is kind of not really balls to the wall right from the beginning, but it's a little hectic right from the beginning. Like those green mountain bears or whatever on the first level, they start shooting projectiles at you immediately, and they run in really fast. There's always multiples on the screen at once. And that's a red canister again. We don't want that. It says R on it. Okay, and we got some water here as well, which sort of just pushes us forward. And what I'm going to do is, to get my dragon meter up... Actually, I'm just going to use it right now. These guys with the harpoons are actually very, very difficult to deal with your human form. They have very long staffs, and they just outreach your melee attack. So what I like to do is just change into my dragon form and take these guys out easily, basically. We got a health drop right here. A little hard to see because of all the water in this level. The hitboxes are a little strange in this game. They're actually kind of large. Like, that probably shouldn't have connected. But there was another example just prior where an enemy was like literally right on top of me, like right above me, and my melee attack probably shouldn't have registered a hit, but it did. So you actually have a little bit of leeway despite your really short-range attack. It's kind of really a rinky-dink type of weapon, you know. It's not like Castlevania where you got this nice long whip or something like that that reaches out nice and far. You don't really have that in this game. All right, so let's use our homing attack. Let's see if we can stand up here and use it. Nope. It takes a little while to charge up. You've got to get the timing right, and the timing is definitely a little weird. Alright, we're going to switch back over to our dragon form, because these guys are just tough to deal with, and I don't want to take too much of a loss of health. The boss fight's not going to be a problem. The boss fight's actually pretty easy for me. A lot of boss fights are pretty simple in this game, as long as you know the patterns and how to dodge. But it's these guys with the spears that are just really, really difficult. And I think that's actually the last of them. Oh, look at that. I just got a dragon power-up, which is good. So that actually just refills your dragon meter a little bit. So that was convenient, since I was in my dragon form. It's nice being able to take these guys out in dragon form as well. Oh, another health pick up. That's good. Alright, let's just skip these guys. And just keep moving forward. This boss is definitely the easiest if you have your dragon form, but it's really not hard. You can really just sit here for most of it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. You just jump over these projectiles and then attack. And then you can just jump straight up to dodge those. And then jump these one by one. And then this one you have to go into the middle. Oops, sorry. Jump the gun. Right here, you just go to the middle, and then just jump. And then move back to your position, and just rinse and repeat. Not terribly challenging. And we're going to jump again, just like that, and go to the middle. Get back in your position, and just jump straight up. And that's it. Alright, so this next level is actually a good challenge. It's kind of a pain, honestly. And you'll see exactly what I mean once we get into it. So, we're actually 15 minutes in, and we're making pretty good progress. Now, this level can be tricky, though. And if you die in this game, there's really no checkpoints. You gotta go back to the beginning. And you unfortunately have limited continues. So this is one of those games that you're probably not gonna beat your first time. Especially with levels like this, where things just get pretty tricky. So every time you hit these guys, they drop these wheels that sort of like latch onto the walls, sort of like Samus Aran Spider Ball, in a Spider Ball fashion, where she can just like go up the walls in her Morph Ball form. Alright, so those guys you can just kind of like, if you time it just right, you can get past them. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this guy because, again, every kill with my melee attack helps build my dragon meter, so that was just 1 point on the dragon meter. And this guy you want to just keep running from, and then you can just attack him like this. If you're in a safe position like this, you don't really want to use your projectile because, again, like, your projectile attack doesn't count towards your dragon meter. Kills with your projectile don't count towards your dragon meter. Alright, so these spikes here are timed a little weird. I'm probably gonna get hit. No, I didn't. Good. It seems like there's no rhythm or rhyme to those spikes. They just kind of come down randomly. So in this level, it's kind of best to just take your time, if you can. You want to watch out for these platforms. They go below the floor, and the floor will actually hurt you. Yeah, I'm just going to take my time here as well. Just get some of those points for the dragon meter. Ideally, what I want to do on this level is just save my dragon meter for the boss. The boss is just a lot easier when you're in your dragon form. These guys shoot these 5-way projectiles. And they're a little difficult to deal with, actually, because of these, the wheels going along the floor. Oh, good, some health. So the tiny little health jars just give you, they just give you 2 hit points back, so it's not really much, but every hit point in this game counts. Many enemies only take away 1 hit point, so you do have a lot of leeway with your health. And since my dragon meter's full, what I can do is actually just use my charge attack from a distance. See, just like that. Very useful, actually. I prefer the homing attack out of all the attacks in the game. Alright, so these guys here... Oh. Somehow pushed them off screen. I don't think I killed them. That was weird. I'll take it, though. Alright, so this is the boss fight. And so what I'll do is I'll use this charge attack, since I've got it charged up. Just like that, and I'll turn into my dragon form. You basically need to attack these airborne things, and then attack the core here afterwards, and that's it. And just rinse and repeat. They're a little difficult to deal with your melee attack, which is why I wanted to save my dragon form for this part. Bam! Nice. 2 cycles, that was it. That was good. The great thing about being in your dragon form is if you get up close to a boss, you can hit them really rapidly, much faster than you can with your melee attack. And then, if I was in human form, I would have had to jump over those objects that I attacked, that it sucks in and, like, takes off the screen. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is, how am I going to handle this? Well, I definitely want to build my dragon meter, for sure. And I'm going to have to switch back to the green function right before the boss. I think it allows me to. So this is the last actual platforming level in the game, and a lot of enemies here take a lot of hits. They're a bit of a pain to deal with. Yeah, we're just going to get the dragon meter up. And what I might do is just try to do as much of this level in human form. Since I've got the homing attack, you know, I'm in the blue form. Nice, I got a nice health canister. That's good. Nice large health canister. Yeah, what I'll try to do is actually get my dragon meter up quite a bit and then just save it. And since I've got the homing attack, then, you know, life will be a good bit easier on this level. This is a level where you kind of just want to, like, stay away from the enemies in certain cases, and then just snipe them from a distance with your projectile attack. But again, first you want to build up your dragon meter. That's always my first priority, is to build up that dragon meter. I'm taking some hits, so it's not a big deal. As long as I can get to the boss with at least a few hit points left, then I should be good. Alright, so let's not get that red power up. Definitely don't want that. And I'm not afraid to use my homing attack right here. Oh well. Okay, so there's these turret things in this level, and these are probably some of the worst enemies in the game. And that's where your homing attack here comes in really, really handy. So our dragon meter's maxed, so I'm just going to do a lot of my homing attack now. There's another turret. One of the things about the charge attack in this game is I wish it charged faster. It feels a little clunky how it was implemented. You know, it's not like the Mega Man games where it charges pretty quickly. And you've got like different levels in Mega Man, you know? Like if you release it early, it's like a small attack. It would be cool if there was something like that implemented in this game. That would have been nice. But actually, come to think of it, I didn't even think about it until now, but the charge mechanic in Mega Man, I think, actually came after this game. I mean, because this game came out in 1990 in Japan, so that actually puts this, I believe, before Mega Man 4, which introduced the charge mechanic for the Mega Man series. I mean, like a permanent charge mechanic. You had some charge functions in Mega Man 2, for instance. You can charge up Heat Man's attack. But for the most part, you know, there was no charging in a Mega Man game until Mega Man 4 made it standard. Okay, so you want to just sit back from a distance here, take these guys out one by one. So you can see there's two of the projectiles, or not projectiles, no, the turrets. You really want to just take your time here, be patient. There we go, there's one. And the skeleton spawned right underneath me. It seems like your homing projectile it prefers the skeletons over, like, the turrets. There we go. It could use some health, too, that's for sure. Alright. Green, let's actually just save the green power up until after we kill these things. So that's actually a screen clear. That ring will actually clear everything on the screen. Alright, so we switch back to green. And the reason we did that is to make the boss a lot easier. The charge attack for the green suit is actually pretty powerful. Yeah, normally those big skulls take like 5 hits to take down, maybe more, maybe 6. So a fully charged green attack is actually pretty powerful. You know, it's worth like 4 or 5 hits of your normal melee attack. Nice. These turrets are just such a pain to deal with. Alright, so we can actually attack this guy from down here. Still no health drops. I'm not too worried about it, and I think this is the boss fight. But we're good. We're gonna be fine. And again, I'm gonna wait for the boss to actually come in fully before I switch over to my dragon form. And there we go. So we just need to hit the heart. And this is why I wanted the green power-up. It's a lot easier to hit that heart. I haven't tried this boss with the homing attack, and I have a feeling the homing attack might not go straight to the heart. It might home in on, you know, like the bone parts, which won't do me any good. You have to actually hit the heart. And that's that. That's it for the platforming levels. Now we're on to one final shmup stage. And it's kind of an interesting change of pace. I'm surprised they made it a shmup section. It would have been cool if they had more of these and just did like a Zexis where it goes like action for one level, shooter for the next, action for one level, shooter for the next. That would have been a nice mixture, I feel. But I feel like there was some potential with this game that was just left on the table, unfortunately. I mean, five main platforming stages, and not even really platforming. It's not really that many platforms outside of stage 4. It's mostly just hack and slash, you know. It's a side-scrolling action game. Alright, so in this shmup stage, there's no charge function anymore. It's just this attack, and this is it. So there should be a lot of mashing on this stage. Your thumb is in hand is likely to get tired. The shooting isn't really that complex. You know, the enemy patterns aren't really deep or intricate. Pretty basic stuff for the most part. Not terribly difficult, but you do have to watch out for the boss. And you gotta watch out for these guys too. They shoot these lasers. These guys shoot projectiles in a 4-way pattern, just like that. So as long as you just get on one of their sides, you can just avoid their projectiles completely. Alright, so we've got half of our health. That's good. I think we're close to the boss fight now. Alright, so we're gonna just skip through these guys. Just do some dodging. And this is it. This is the final boss. So there's two parts you have to hit. You have to hit the face once he moves his arm down. And then you have to hit his hand as well. You gotta watch out for the hand here. It shoots these projectiles out occasionally. Alright, now we're into the second form. And you have to hit him in the face when he's shooting at you. Or not even when he's shooting, you just gotta hit him in the face. But kind of like in Life Force on the NES, the boss just kind of like the first boss in Life Force on the NES, he just comes right towards you. And so you can just kind of bait him down into one direction, which makes life a little bit easier. Alright, let's just try to take our time. I think this boss actually does more than just like, you know, one hit point of damage. Oh, we're close. He's doing a 5-way shot now. I've never seen this before. Yeah, I haven't actually seen this spread pattern. There. Yeah, okay. So when he's like really close to dying, I figured that was the case because I've never seen it before. If I have a lot of health when I get to this boss, what I found that works is I just tank and just take a few hits on this last form and just pummel him with my firepower and take him out really quickly. And so that's it. We just beat Dragon Fighter for the NES. So yeah, like I said, it's a pretty cool game. It's by no means worth the price it sells for. It is not that great of a game. It's not like... Yeah, there's a handful of games, like retro games, that go for a couple $100, but they might actually be worth it from a gameplay perspective. They might be games you're gonna play for like all eternity, you know. But this, I probably won't even come back to it anytime soon. It was kind of cool. It was actually a new discovery for me this week. I had never played it before, and it's pretty cool. I'm glad I've played through it, and I learned how to beat it, and I do recommend trying it if you're a fan of, you know, old school action platformers, especially stuff by Natsume, like if you like Shatterhand or Shadow of the Ninja or games like that. You probably owe it to yourself to give this game a try, either through emulation or on a flash cart, or, you know, even a reproduction if you want to go that route. But as far as actually buying it, paying the collector price for it, it's not worth it. I would pass on it in that case. But it is still fun. It's still solid. Like I said, I don't know if it's really got a ton of replay value. I don't think the levels are laid out as, say, interestingly as like a Castlevania game or Ninja Gaiden or something like that. It's really flat in certain cases. There's a lot of areas in the game with just black backgrounds, not a whole lot actually going on visually. And I feel like the gameplay probably could have been fleshed out a little bit more. You know, if they had like different weapons you could pick up, that would be really cool. It's just a really basic formula, and it's still cool though. I still like it, and I think it's fun. Unfortunately, I just don't think I'll probably come back to it anytime soon. It's just, there's no extra difficulty modes or anything. There's no scoring system, unfortunately. So you just go through the game, it's one and done, or maybe do it a couple times, you know, just to get more familiar with it, and be like me, do a Let's Play on it. And, but yeah, it's still a cool game, even though I probably won't play it again anytime soon. But if you've played this before, post some comments below. Let me know what you think of this game, or if you haven't played it, you know, let me know what you thought of this gameplay, and maybe you'll want to give it a try. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're brand new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I've got tons of Let's Plays on this channel, and I'll probably end up having many more in the future as well. So definitely subscribe and keep up with what I do. For everybody else that's already subbed, thank you very much. I hope you guys continue to enjoy these videos, and I'll see you in the next video. So until then, ooh, what is this? Hold on, I gotta get a picture of this. I did not know this. Come on, camera. So this is a code. I wonder what it is. I didn't see this the first time I beat the game. I didn't sit on the end screen for more than a few seconds. So, all right, well, let's try this out, actually, if it actually lets us. All right, so we're on the power pack, so I can just reset the game without interrupting my 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 AB 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 AB. I think I have to actually wait for the title screen. So, all right, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 AB AB AB. Huh? Is this a higher difficulty mode? What is going on here? Yeah, it feels like these guys are faster. Oh yeah, there's definitely a little more going on. Huh, so I think we basically just unlocked a hard mode. I had no idea that was even a thing. So, okay. See, I take back some of what I said then. I'm like, alright guys, you know, please subscribe, and, you know, I'll see you soon. And then, like, a code comes up right as I say that. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's definitely harder. These guys are definitely faster. Alright, so let's switch over to my dragon form. Alright. Alright, so what I'm gonna have to do is try to finish this sometime. Definitely a harder skill mode for sure. Yeah, there's more enemies, the projectiles are faster. That's cool, that's more up my alley. I like it when things are challenging, you know? You guys know me, I like my challenging games. And this game actually, even on the normal mode, it was a challenge the first time through until I learned how to finish it for the first time. But okay, let's just go ahead and kill ourselves. You can see the game over screen. Interesting, okay, well we learned something on this Let's Play. There is actually an alternate hard mode on the game. Very cool. Well, I'm gonna have to revisit that. The title screen actually changes to a different hue, which is nice, a different color. Alright guys, well I'm officially out now. I don't think I'll be back with a hard mode Let's Play of this, unless you guys really want to see it. But I'll definitely have to play this on stream on my own time sometime and do that. I've got the code snapped on my phone, and it's actually A 4 times, B 4 times, and then just AB back to back a bunch of times until you see the screen change colors. So very cool, man. I'm glad I actually found out about that on the Let's Play. That's really neat. So, alright guys, I'm officially out now. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. I'll see you soon. Wow, there's a lot of enemies there. And, yeah, take care, guys.